Plastic water pipes that transition to copper inside a foundation still require bonding, irrespective of ground contact. The copper piping remains an integral part of the home's electrical grounding system. Bonding ensures all conductive materials connect to the grounding system, facilitating safe discharge of electrical faults. Homes with all plastic water piping systems are treated differently based on the pipe type. CPVC and PX pipes, being non-conductive, don't necessitate bonding. However, their installation must prevent contact with conductive materials that could pose a shock hazard. Metallic-lined plastic pipes, possessing a conductive metal liner, mandate bonding similar to copper pipes. Other important considerations exist when dealing with plastic water pipes. Firstly, expansion and contraction. Plastic pipes exhibit expansion and contraction with temperature fluctuations. Improper support or proximity to other objects can lead to issues. Secondly, corrosion. Certain chemicals and minerals in water can corrode plastic pipes, potentially causing leaks and other problems. Thirdly, water hammer. Sudden stops or starts of water flow can generate pressure surges known as water hammer. Insufficiently secured plastic pipes can sustain damage from this phenomenon. Always adhere to the manufacturer's instructions when installing and maintaining plastic water pipes. This practice promotes a safe and reliable plumbing system. Bonding bridges any potential difference in electrical potential between the copper and the grounding system. This prevents stray currents from using the water pipes as a path to ground, which can cause corrosion and damage to the pipes, as well as create a shock hazard. The grounding system typically includes a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe that is in direct contact with the earth for at least 10 feet. The grounding electrode is connected to the electrical panel with a grounding conductor, which is usually a bare copper wire or a green insulated wire. All metal water pipes in the house should be bonded to the grounding system with bonding jumpers, which are short lengths of copper wire that connect the pipes to the grounding conductor. The bonding jumper should be sized according to the electrical code, and they should be securely attached to the pipes with clamps or lugs. When plastic water pipes are used, they cannot be used as part of the grounding system because they are non-conductive. However, if the plastic water pipes are connected to metal water pipes, then the metal water pipes must still be bonded to the grounding system. This is because the metal water pipes can still become energized if there is an electrical fault. In the case of a plastic water pipe transitioning to copper, the copper portion needs to be bonded to maintain the integrity of the grounding system. The grounding system is designed to provide a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker or fuse and to energize the circuit. Without proper bonding, fault current could flow through other paths, such as through a person who touches an energized metal object. This could result in a serious electrical shock or even death. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for grounding and bonding electrical systems. These requirements are intended to ensure the safety of people and property. Article 250.104 addresses bonding of piping systems and exposed structural metal. Specifically 250.104 covers metal water piping. It states that metal water piping systems that are likely to become energized shall be bonded to the service equipment enclosure, the grounded conductor at the service, the grounding electrode conductor, or to the one or more grounding electrodes used. The bonding jumper shall be sized in accordance with Table 250.102, and equipment grounding conductors shall be sized in accordance with Table 250.122. For plastic water piping, the NEC addresses situations where the interior piping system is plastic. If there is an accessible metal water pipe, typically near the entrance of the water service, it must be bonded. The size of the bonding jumper is determined by the size of the service conductors, as specified in Table 250.102. This table correlates the size of the ungrounded conductors to the required size of the bonding jumper. For example, if the service conductors are 2/0 copper, the bonding jumper would need to be at least 8 AWG copper. The NEC also requires that the bonding jumper be installed in a way that is accessible and protected from physical damage. The bonding jumper should be connected to the metal water pipe with a clamp or other fitting that is listed for the purpose. In addition to the NEC requirements, there may be local codes or regulations that apply. It is important to check with the local building department to determine what requirements are in place. The reason for bonding metal water piping, even when plastic piping is present, is that the metal piping can become energized in a number of ways. For example, if a wire were to come loose and contact the metal piping, the piping would become energized. If someone were to then touch the energized piping, they could receive an electrical shock. Bonding the metal piping to the grounding system provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker or fuse and to energize the circuit. This helps to protect people from electrical shock. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. By following the requirements of the NEC and local codes, you can help to ensure that your electrical system is safe and reliable. When dealing with expansion and contraction, it is important to use flexible connectors or expansion loops to accommodate the movement of the pipes. This will prevent the pipes from cracking or breaking. Corrosion can be prevented by using plastic pipes that are resistant to the chemicals and minerals in the water. It is also important to avoid using dissimilar metals in the plumbing system, as this can lead to galvanic corrosion. Water hammer can be prevented by installing air chambers or water hammer arresters in the plumbing system. These devices will absorb the pressure surge and prevent it from damaging the pipes. Air chambers are vertical pipes that are installed near fixtures such as faucets and toilets. They are filled with air, which compresses when a pressure surge occurs. Water hammer arresters are small devices that are installed in the water supply lines. They contain a spring-loaded piston that absorbs the pressure surge. In addition to these preventive measures, it is also important to properly secure the plastic pipes. This will prevent them from moving and vibrating, which can also contribute to water hammer. The pipe should be supported at regular intervals with hangers or straps. The support should be tight enough to prevent the pipes from moving, but not so tight that they damage the pipes. When working with plastic water pipes, it is important to use the proper tools and techniques. This will help to ensure that the pipes are installed correctly and that they will not leak. Use a plastic pipe cutter to cut the pipes to length. This will prevent the pipes from being damaged or deformed. When connecting the pipes, use a solvent cement that is specifically designed for use with plastic pipes. Apply the solvent cement to both the inside of the fitting and the outside of the pipe. Then, insert the pipe into the fitting and twist it slightly to ensure that the solvent cement is evenly distributed. Hold the pipe and fitting together for a few seconds until the solvent cement has set. Allow the solvent cement to cure completely before putting the plumbing system into service. This will prevent the joints from leaking. When working with plastic water pipes, it is important to wear safety glasses and gloves. This will protect your eyes and skin from the solvent cement. If you get solvent cement on your skin, wash it off immediately with soap and water. If you get solvent cement in your eyes, flush them with water for 15 minutes and seek medical attention. Remember, always consult with a qualified plumber or electrician if you have any questions about installing or maintaining plastic water pipes. In summary, firstly, bonding is essential even if the plastic pipe transitions to copper inside the foundation to maintain grounding integrity. Secondly, CPVC and PEX pipes, being non-conductive, don't need bonding but must be installed to avoid contact with conductive materials. Thirdly, metallic lined plastic pipes require bonding similar to copper pipes due to their conductive metal liner. Fourthly, address expansion, contraction, corrosion, and water hammer by using flexible connectors, corrosion-resistant pipes, and water hammer arresters. Fifthly, follow manufacturer's instructions and local codes for safe and reliable plumbing systems. Sixthly, proper grounding and bonding are crucial for electrical safety, protecting against potential shock hazards.